What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be installing the Cubbies. So don't want to make the video too long, but just remember guys, once we hit 10,000 subscribers I'm going to be doing a coilover giveaway, and once we hit 5,000 subscribers I'm going to be doing some other giveaways. So subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with everything I do to the car and all the adventures. I am going to be going to Cars and Copters in a week or two. Man, I'm like super winded right now just from walking up those stairs. Gotta get in shape. Let's install the Cubbies. Let me show you guys the how-to on that. And once I show you guys that, at the end I'm going to go over the pros and cons of the Cubby. So the first thing we're going to do is pop this panel out. It clips on from 4 sections. One right here, one up here, and then 2 right here in the middle. Mine's going to be a little bit easier to take out because I already removed 2 of those panels, but all you do is grab a panel removal tool. I wouldn't recommend a flathead just because you could damage this. Ask me how I know. But just like that, you pop it. I guess not just like that. You're just going to pop it out. Just like that. Super easy to like pop off. I've done this like literally like 10 times. And just like that, you got it off. Now you're gonna have 2 of these Phillip heads, one on each corner. You're gonna have one on each corner. I just didn't have them in there. I didn't put them back just because I couldn't find my screwdriver, so I just kind of have them like this. And I've been driving like this for 2 months without them, and honestly, you're good even if you don't put them back. But I'll recommend just putting them back. So next thing we're gonna be doing is removing this part right here and all this part. So you can start off with the shifter. Just remove the shifter, just lefty-loosey. Next thing we're going to be doing is the e-brake. So if you grab the e-brake from right here, you can even put it down just to make it easier. But if you grab it from down here, you just pull it up, just like that. This side as well. There you go. Don't worry about it, you're not going to break anything, it's just the clips holding it in place. I just put it back up because I am in a slope a little bit. And then there's going to be this whole area right here for the panel. So all you do is just pry it upwards, just like that. What you're going to be doing is just keep prying it from the bottom. It's honestly really easy. It pops off really easy. And then over here and this corner, you can just kind of grab it from that corner and then just pop it outwards like that. Same thing as this side. And there we go. And just put that in the footwell. Now this one right here is going to be, oh, I got some greasy fingers. Now this one's going to be the more difficult one, which not really. All you do is grab it from like over here and then you just pop it up just like that. With this one I say more difficult just because it's a little bit more stiffer, so you do have to use a little bit more force with it, but not all crazy. And all you're going to do is just kind of slide it through the shifter. This one, honestly, I recommend using 2 hands. This is how your shifter assembly kind of looks like. This is a perfect time for you to do a short shifter install if you are going to do it. All you got to do is take off this little like sponge thing, and then it's pretty much there. You only have to like remove these 2 screws right here, and you're good. You just pop these side panels out. And it's super simple to do the short shifter install. I do have a video for that if you guys want to check it out. I'll link it somewhere. I'll just link in the description. Now let me show you guys why I couldn't create a better version of this Cubby. It's because Subaru decided to put this big old box right there. Not sure why they decided to do it this way. I'm glad they left this much space right here, but I really do wish they pushed this whole box like a foot forward. If they did that, this whole area would have been perfect, just for a full Cubby, where you could put like 4 phones. With the design I made, you don't really get much room, so you can't really use a really bulky case. I had a bulky case for my phone, changed it now to a more slim one, not just because I do use the wireless charging, but it's also because just a bulky case wouldn't fit right here. Not only because of that box, but there's like plastic right here. It recesses a little bit lower than the knobs, and this also takes up a little bit of space. But behind it, there's a lot more like, you know, space. It's just this little area right here comes down a little bit, so that kind of like you know, reduces the amount of space for your phone if you want a bulkier case. But let me show you guys how you're gonna install it. So there's two versions. There's a regular flat cubby, and then there's the wireless one where you put your MagSafe, it slides in there, and then it slides in there, and I put a little rim around it, just because, you know, the newer iPhones, if you don't have a case, the cameras stick out. So if it was all flat, it would be all weird like that. So these are the two versions. Just for video's sake, I'm not going to use this one just because it'll be the same thing as this. And this one kind of has a better feature, which would be the wireless charging. So let's go ahead and just use this one. Before we start installing it, I just want to say for automatics, I know everything's the same besides the shift boot area. I don't know how to take that off, so you guys are going to have to look up a video for that. Unless there's a person in the Bay Area that's willing to let me install this on their car and make a video out of it, maybe I'm down for that. But it should be the same thing. So for us manuals, all you do is press the clutch in, and then you're going to put it in 4th gear, and there you go. Now it's going to give you a little bit more room to slide it in there. For automatics, I don't know what's like the lowest thing. I don't know if it's park, I don't know, reverse, I don't know if it's the manual section for the paddle shifters. I'm not really quite sure. So comment down below if you guys end up buying one of these and doing it. This whole area right here is not affected by, I'm actually curious how it will look without the thing. I never tried that. Not bad. It does look a little odd though. But yeah, that whole area, it's not affected. Nothing's changed between manual and automatic for this area right here. That little plastic area down here, it does kind of hit it a little bit. So what you have to do is just, it is going to touch the shifter a little bit, but it's just going to be for like a few seconds. What you end up doing is you're going to put it in like this, and it is going to be touching this, so don't worry about it. And then you're going to lift it off, and then you're going to lift it up from the bottom, and you're just going to push it upwards. And it's just going to slide in there, and there we go. Before I push it in all the way, I just want to show you guys. What you do is just slide it in there. What I'm going to do is I bought a 3M double-sided tape. I'm just going to cut out a few pieces and put it underneath it. And then it's just going to hold on like that. And then for the wire, I'm going to show you guys how to wire this up. Next thing we're going to do is obviously put it back in neutral. If you're doing the short shifter install, this part right here, you actually could remove it. I'm not going to do that for this video because you really don't have to. And I'm just here to save you guys time. So this, you know, it's a cheap sports car. So right here, it's plastic. It just like, you know, moves like this. So the way I'm going to do it, you kind of just push the wire through here, and then it just comes out like that. And then just tuck it in all the way. Just so like it doesn't get pinched when you put all the panels back together. Now you have the wire like this, right? Obviously you don't want it to look bunk, so you're gonna tuck it in through the back over here. And now that it's tucked in through the back over here, you could go to the extent of actually like tucking in through the glove box. But what I'm gonna do, which is just so much easier, is I just tuck it in on the back over there, come over here, and that's where I'm gonna be plugging it in. But before I do that, I just want to reinstall everything. You guys probably noticed on mine I do not have the little clips for this part. I actually cut mine off just so I could have it a cleaner look, and then I ended up wrapping this whole area in matte black just to match the OEM trim. You honestly really don't have to cut that piece off. I think it's a cleaner look, that's why I did that, and I cut those pieces out. Otherwise, I would have just left them. And you really could leave them if you want to. All I do is line it up over here, and that's the first thing I push in. Just like that. And I just start pushing it downwards. And then I go to this side, push that down. Super simple. That's one thing I love about Subaru. They just make everything super simple. And then the e-brake, all you do is line it up, push it down. Literally not breaking a sweat. Well, I am kind of breaking a sweat because I'm in the sauna right now, even though I have one window down. And there we go. Just super clean look. Oh man, super dirty. Excuse my greasy fingers, but there, you know, it's basically done. Last thing to do is just put the shift knob. And then right here, the face plates, I ended up just sanding them down and wrapping them in matte black. So this is how they look like. I noticed that the print of the 3D printer kind of like still came off, even though it's all like flat. Well, this part's still like a little bit higher, but for the most part it's all flat compared to over here where it's like, you know, you feel it, you could hear it. You know, over here it's all like smooth. It glides a lot better. One thing I did buy, which I'm gonna do, is just maybe like epoxy it, or you can even use like super glue and like ramen noodles. I wouldn't do the ramen noodles, but you could use super glue, kind of like as an epoxy or body filler, Bondo, whatever you want to call it. Any of that would work. You just kind of like fill it in, sand it down, and then it will cover any of these like imperfections. You know, I'm still new to all this 3D printing stuff, so it's not the most perfect thing, and I learned by having the wrong price on these Cubbies. I honestly, you know, I messed up right there. I'm gonna own up to it. I'm new to this whole thing, so yeah. So if you guys are gonna be purchasing these are just gonna be raw 3D prints. I was gonna offer the option of like sanding it down and doing all that work. After seeing the responses, I decided to just, you know what, it's better for me to just offer it in just a raw 3D form. And for those select few that really just want me to do the work and sand it down, I might just do that for you guys. But I think it would just be easier on me if I just offer a 3D, you know, raw form. So I created this part right here where it slides in, and you could use double-sided tape. That's what I'm gonna do. I just didn't bring my double-sided tape. But you could put some in here, or you could put it right here in the bottom and in the sides, and you're gonna just put it in like that, and then it'll hold. There's more than enough space right here. I made for you to use double-sided tape. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put double-sided tape right here and right here on the edge on this side, and I'm just gonna put it in there. Honestly, guys, like I said, I'm new to all this, so I went back, changed the prices, and this isn't gonna be like super OEM fit. Like maybe there might be like a small little gap, maybe like in the bottom or something, but I try to make it as super like close to this design as possible. And it's honestly like, you know, pretty on point right there. Like if you look at it, you know, it's just kind of hard replicating something that's molded when you're like 3D printing, you know. But I think I came pretty close. I mean, it's there. I think I came pretty close. It's right there. Once you double-sided tape it, it's gonna be more on there. It just looks pretty good. Here's the other side. Maybe it's kind of hard to see with the other side, but I bought this, I don't know what you want to call it. All I know is it looks weird, and when it came out of the box holder looked weird. But yeah, it pretty much connects to your cigarette lighter, and then it gives you 2 ports and the USB-C and USB chargers. Reason I got this one because it was like super cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks, maybe 25 bucks. Because I have, you know, the dash cam right here. So I needed one of the outlets. And the main reason was because I also wanted the USB-C right here that connects to the MagSafe. Kind of bunk, but I'm using my phone as a flashlight. So right here, if you guys don't know where the 12-volt charger is, it's right there. So let's go ahead and connect it. Cool. And the cool thing is I got this one that moves around, so you know when you close the glove box, like you don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna put my dash cam, plug that in, and then over here is the MagSafe wire. Plug that in. So over here's the wire. You can see it. Just from all the way down here, but any angle right here, I have the camera literally on my forehead, like if I'm driving and I can't see it, I'm gonna try to mimic a driver, a passenger. I'm gonna mimic a passenger's head, and honestly they can't see it. It's not until like you really go in there and you look. So that's how I'm gonna have it, just because it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind. But you could go to the extent of actually wiring it through all the way through the back of this. I'm not gonna do that. So how do you use it on a daily basis? Well, instead of having your phone like over here, or if you got drinks, you know, putting it in your passenger seat, but when you have a passenger, where else do you put it? Over here? Oh wait, you got a water bottle. Where else could I put this? Maybe in that side. Maybe sometimes I would actually throw in the back seats while I was charging. Now you actually have a solution, which is the Cubby. So how I normally go about it is I just do it from the side. I just do it from the side like this. I feel like it's like the best, you know, angle. You can really see why Subaru didn't really like make a, you know, a Cubby. It's because of this reason. So right here's my Subaru key. You see that much space, and then you put your phone and you just slide it in, and there you go. Muted and volume's all the way up. So let's go ahead and put it in there. One more time for video's sake, just so you guys could hear it. There you go. Wireless charger. And the cool thing about the magnet, it's like it keeps it in there. Like it's pretty on. It keeps it in there where it's like it's on there. So like if you drive all crazy somewhere, I've taken this through like Skyline, Highway 9 over here in like NorCal. Alright, so that wasn't so hard, right, to install the Cubby. It's super simple, super easy. Honestly, I think it's only like 5 or 6 steps that you really have to do to install the Cubby. I try to make it as super simple and like plug and play as possible. So for people who are interested in these, right there's a website. I'm gonna link it in the description, or you can follow my Instagram. Yep, and for the people who I have ordered, I have gotten a lot of messages. I gotta go through them right now. So thank you guys for watching. Hocus Pocus just came out, so I'm gonna watch that. So I'm gonna watch that in a bit once my girlfriend gets off work. But I gotta edit this video before she shows up, just so I can spend time with her. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time. Probably the next video might not be Sunday. I got a lot of homework to catch up on. But it might just be like Wednesday, preparing for the LA trip. So thanks for watching, guys. Good vibes. See you guys next time. Peace.